All right, welcome guys. We are doing a very special video today, a special collaboration with Samuel from BQool. I've known Samuel for 5 years now. I've
Yeah.
going on to 5 years. Pretty much as long as I've been on Amazon, I've known Samuel. Back when I was a seller, when we first started selling on Amazon, BQool was the first repricer that we started working with, and we just stuck with it. I've tried many of the other repricers, and they just BQool blew them out of the water. So, built a relationship with Samuel from day one as a seller, and then as we sort of expanded into coaching and into now into the 3PL and the prep center side of it. We're still doing a lot of collaborative works. I think Samuel and I have sponsored a couple of different events and conferences together as well. Samuel, welcome to the channel. Welcome to, I'm excited to have this conversation with you. I'm excited to learn a little bit more about BQool and all the amazing things you guys have coming up in 2026. So with that, let's get this started.
Yeah, thanks, Ahmad, for amazing introduction. Yeah, I'm really happy and privileged to be able to join again. And it's just amazing seeing the growth from your prep center and also your meetups and all the value you bring to the community. So I wanted to quickly go over, because there's a lot of people who might be new. Maybe they're new to Amazon. They might not be really familiar of like why you need a repricer. Yeah, and then so the reasons, like, what are some of the reasons you think that people might need a repricer when they're doing, let's say, Amazon business, for example?
Well, I mean, on Amazon, if you are, unless you're a private label seller that only has, a handful of SKUs, if you are doing arbitrage, if you're doing wholesale, you without a repricer, you're basically, way behind your competitors. There are different levels of repricers out there, but if once you get to, 20 SKUs, 10 to 20 SKUs, it's going to become really hard for you to go in there and try to keep up with your other competitors, the sellers that are selling on the same listings with you, and try to maneuver your pricing based on what their repricer is doing. So as soon as I would say, 15, 20 minimum SKUs, once you get to that level, you definitely need to have a repricer. Amazon does have a built-in repricer, but I can tell you from personal experience and from a lot of our community members that have used it in the past, their repricer sucks. I mean, it prices down. Very rarely does it price up. So it's extremely important to find the right repricing tool outside of Amazon, a third-party repricer that is AI powered, that is dynamic, that has the level of sophistication that allows you to maneuver your ROI, maneuver your velocity, and BQool brings all of that to the table. So anybody that's selling arbitrage or wholesale should be using a repricer, and BQool has always been our pick.
Well, you said everything, Ahmad. I have to say that you
Does
definitely would save time.
that
Yeah, I'm just going to just continue, right? Yeah, you want to stay more competitive, right? Especially there's more competitors, right? Or let's say you're competing against Amazon. Could you imagine using Amazon's repricer competing against Amazon? Like, how would, like, it's not designed to get you more profits, right? It's designed to help Amazon to get more customers, to get the best price. In order for you to stay competitive, and if you want to save time, because it really takes a lot of time to change your prices, and you just don't, you're not able to, monitor like the whole day you're going through that. And then also, you want to maximize your profits. So sometimes, with AI, it can actually increase your profits whenever there's a possibility. And also, let's say you're not able to move stock, you're not able to move sales. And one thing I recently read about, is being able to get a return on your money invested. As sellers grow larger, that becomes more and more important for cash flow as well. So it's really important to also improve your sales when you're not getting the sales. So for those reasons, you need a third-party repricer. And there's a lot of people, they pick, BQool. I'm not going to say it's for, everybody has some different preferences for sure. But here are some of the reasons why BQool is a good choice. So here you can see on the screen, what a repricer does. A repricer will help you adjust your prices between the min price you set and also the max prices you set. There's two different goals. One is to win the buy box, because 82% of the sales come from the buy box. The other one is to get you additional profit per unit. There's different objectives for that. Now, for BQool, we've been around in the market for more than since 2011. So that's like what, almost 14 years. Yeah. And so we're reliable, we're consistent, and we continue to come out with new features as well. Some of the best features is we have affordable pricing for scaling up. So just because you get a lot more sales, we don't charge you more based on your sales. So, we start at $25 or AI repricing, and it goes up from there. It's very good to start out, and you could actually see the benefit as well. There's also Profit Calculator, which I'm going to demo for everyone. And we have different repricing rules based on what you need. For some really large sellers, we know a $100 million seller, Jasm, he uses a mixture of the different repricing rules. Use conditional repricing. But for people who are starting out, you could use the basic AI. We have 5 AI repricing rules out of the box. And then there's also some sellers who really prefer being very granular and customize their repricing strategies. Perhaps people who have a lot of experience, then they might use the rule base as well. And you could actually decide exactly how it works. So whether you want something simple, quick, out of the box, with AI, very mature, over 4 years already, we've released the AI, continue to improve it as well. So we have a very, this very low barrier entry, a very low learning curve, or something very advanced. We have something all in between. Yeah. So
that conditional part of it that you're talking about, it's a lot of people don't really understand the value that has, especially now that Amazon has been charging such ridiculous storage fees, right? So understanding the age of your inventory as it goes in, because Amazon's not FIFO, right? It's not first in, first out. It's whatever's closest to the customer in whichever warehouse it is, that's what they're going to send. So understanding that there's your margins get eroded significantly as you go from 90 days to 180 days in storage, as you go from 180 to 270 and then 360 and beyond. And having the ability to use an AI powered repricer and create conditions that that lower your prices based on the age of your inventory is such a game changer. It's you have to have that, because otherwise all of your potential profits is going to be decimated by storage fees.
Yeah, absolutely. You're absolutely right. With the long-term storage fees, and even let's say in Q4 in October, usually they raise the prices for storage as well. So you're paying a lot more for that. So it's really important that you can, based on your inventory. So, one option is you work with a prep center, right? So you can have it at the prep center and then they'll help you ship the products in. And the other option, you could also use a repricer, which reprices based on the inventory age. As for the first 0 to 30 days, you could price higher, you could get more profits. And as more competitors come in, as you have leftover or overstock items, then you can price it lower, after 30 to 60 days. And at 90 days, which a lot of people, they have suppliers they have to pay their credit cards, then that is when you want to go more aggressive on a more aggressive repricing rule. So let me just show you right from the basics, how do you start repricing? How do you use our repricer step by step? And within a few minutes, then if you're interested, you can go look on our YouTube channel for more videos. So the most important thing, if you're watching this, is you want to sign up using Ahmad's link below, so you could get all the additional support and all the additional things that we're going to give you as well. So let me just quickly share my screen just to give a quick demo of what our repricer looks like, how easy it is to use. All right, I'm going to go to where we start out so everyone can see the same thing, like when you sign up. Yeah, so when you sign up, we actually, that's a good part. We give you 14 days free trial, no question ads. Ahmad, you would be surprised. Like, there's a lot of software out there, and then they would get you to put your credit card in first. Mm-hmm. And then you forget about it, and then they would charge you, right? Like, so it's happened to me several times. And one of the most extreme is there's a subscription service I subscribe to. I invited some of my friends to use subscription service because they had a gift, like you gift it to your friend. But then they had to insert their credit card in, and one of my friends forgot, and then it gave a huge bill, like an annual plan, right after that. So that's not too ethical in some cases.
It's the hook. It's a marketing hook.
Yeah. If everyone can see my screen, once you go in, once you connect your Amazon store, and we have videos that teaches you how to do that, but it's really simple to sign up, couple of clicks. You're logged into, when you log in, that's what you see. And then we have these different learn more buttons throughout that you can do. So what I like to do first, I'm going to go to the active listing tab. This is where you spend most of your time in here. And here, you'll be able to see your own listings. You'll see, the total number of listings. Here's the interface. You'll see whether it's repricing or not. When it comes in, it's not going to be repriced. It'll be paused like this. And then you can see whether it's FBM or FBA. And then you can then, make some changes to the prices. So the three things you need when you're repricing is you need your cost. Well, actually, cost is optional, but it's good if you want to calculate your min and max prices. So you need your min prices, your max prices, and also a repricing rule. Yeah, so here, once I have my products in here, I could just insert a cost. Let's say, for example, I have this very nice beauty product from Korea. Yeah, this is a nice product. I'm not going to publicly endorse it, but it's a product I can source, right? And then so here, let's say I got the item. I paid for around $13 for this item, for the cost. Yeah, I actually paid $13 for the cost. And then, I could go on, let's say, I could go on SellerAmp. I could go on Keepa. I could find out, what kind of price range there is. I've never done this before. I'm going to just try and see if it can pull this up, just to see whether or not this item's actually being sold on Amazon. Oh, it is being sold on Amazon. Okay, so look, it's selling for $16.64. Okay, so this item, I got it for $13, selling for $16.64. Okay, it's not going to be a good product for me to source. But let's say I'm able to get it for $5 because there's a huge discount, right? So my cost becomes lower. And let's say if I'm using SellerAmp, or if I'm going to show the most basic way first, and then we can look at SellerAmp after that. But so I have this for $5, and then I'm going to sell it based on, let's say, the Keepa chart, $16 for my min price. And then for my max prices, I'm going to put it at, let's say, 20. Then I just use a default, pick the AI equalizer. You can just use that one. And then I just have to turn on the repricing there. And then I press save. And yeah, it's repricing already. It's that simple. Like step 1, 2, and 3. Really simple. So here I have a ROI of 30%. What's really nice about the profit calculator is right here. I have it for $5. I might have some additional cost. I might not to put you on the spot, but let's say for a prep center, how much would I have to pay usually if I'm using a prep service per unit?
Let's say 99 cents for.
Okay, let's say 99 cents. Okay, so we put 99 cents here, right? So that's my additional cost. Oh, $0.99. Okay, great. Yeah, and then I just have to press this recalculation, and this will show you after 99 cents how much profit am I getting? How much estimated ROI? So for this item, I could see that I'm getting $5 estimated profit for this item, and I'm getting up to $6.58. So that's between my two profits, and it's starting to reprice already. Yeah. So
it changed your min. So if you go back on there and put the min back to 16, it'll be back to the normal.
Yeah. If you go back to 16, right here immediately, you could see the changes. It just quickly updates. And then you can see right away, and then you can press save. Yeah. So yeah, it started repricing. It's that simple. So this is if you're doing by one unit, by one ASIN. And if you have a lot of ASINs, we also have bulk settings you can do. And then also if you have a huge list, you can also use the upload file as well. And we have videos that teaches you how to do that. Yeah, this is the very basics when you're repricing something. And then just to show you guys, one extra feature was showing you for the SellerAmp. Let's say if I were able to source it like this, let's say I find this item here, I can just then export it over, right here, export new listing. I can put, my product cost is 5, additional cost 99 cents. And then I put my min 16, I put my max 20, and I pick my repricing rule as AI equalizer, and I can export it, and it goes right into a repricer as well. So basically, if I'm in the store scanning products, if I'm doing like OA online, I can do that. and I can just send it over to BQool. And then if I'm outside, I can change the prices on the Seller Amp app as well if I wanted to do that as well. Yeah, so it's really convenient. And there you go. That's step 1, 2, and 3. And there's a lot more settings to go a lot more granular. Like for example, you can also see, right here, the inventory age. You can see there's other fees. If there's long-term storage fees, if there's low inventory fees, so some of these new things, how many offers there are. But I think the most important part is you set the min, the max, and then set a repricing rule, and then you're done. Yeah, and there's more features like you can filter. There's so many filters you can do. We have videos about that. You can find different things. Like if you go on the dashboard, you could also have more analytics data. You can quickly see what's selling, what's not selling here. And then right here, you could also quickly find the products, like maybe it's not in the buy box, maybe you're priced below the competitor, the lowest competitor. So there's a lot of different features you can do. Yeah, but for today's purpose, we just wanted to give you a really quick showing you a setup. You put your min price in, you put your max price in, you put your repricing rule in, and you can start repricing. So it's super simple. Yeah. So
the UI is very simple. I've used it many times. It doesn't matter if you're adding one product or if you're adding 1,000 products. It makes it very, very simple.
For everyone who's watching this, we recommend you to use Ahmad's link below and then try it out for yourself. Ahmad, why did you use the BQool Repricer yourself?
Well, initially, it was ease of use, right? It was just very simple to integrate our Amazon Seller Central with it. It was very easy to set up the rules. The parameters of the rules are very simple, right? Do you want to increase your profits? Do you want to increase your sales velocity? Or do you want to do a mix of both? I mean, the AI equalizer is a mix of both, right? But the most important thing for us was the actual results. As soon as we turned on, this was 2018. I'm going back to, right? 2018 was the first time we used it. And we saw a huge jump in sales within the first 2 weeks, right? There were so many SKUs that we had that just were not getting repriced and they were sitting there stale. As soon as we turned it on and put our mins and maxes in there, the repricer started doing its job, and our sales, I think, more than doubled in some cases for at least the first few days, right? Just because there's so many products that we had just sitting at FBA that weren't getting repriced properly. That was the main reason why we started using it. And then as we grew and as we incorporated wholesale into the business model and we got more and more SKUs, I mean, I think at our height, we had about 2,400 different SKUs that we were running through BQool. And there was no issues with any of them ever. So
that's fantastic. Yeah. So if you're watching this, make sure to try out with Ahmad's link below. What we'll do, if you comment on this video, we'll even throw in we have a special playbook. If you comment on this video, we'll share with you the special repricing playbook, $99 value free of charge, so that you can reprice and get sales, and you can also get profit. So make sure to use Ahmad's link below. Sign up today. Cheers.
Awesome. Thanks, Samuel.